In an earlier Skillshare class, I taught how to paint a nasturtium flower, and I thought it would be fun for this leaf class to paint a nasturtium leaf as well. Here's a leaf that I brought up into my studio to use as my model. I'm starting out with the lightest green and using a fairly watery mix. I'm just marking out the shape. It's a round sort of leaf. Interesting because the stem comes from underneath the leaf. It's attached like a little parasol. Reminds me of water lilies or lotuses. Now I'm adding some darker green around the edges. This is the medium green. The nasturtium leaf is sort of mottled looking, and I'm trying to replicate that in my painting. Not wanting things to be very even. Here I'm adding some color to the center, trying to keep it mottled. I'm staying away from the very center because the very center of the nasturtium is a little white circle almost. Smoothing out some of these darker colors. I don't want it totally even, but I'm smoothing it out a bit. Dropping in some more of the lighter green. Mixing it a bit on the page. Now with a smaller, clean, damp brush, I'm lifting up some of the paint from the center and in the areas where the veins will be. And I'm dropping in with this small brush some more paint, some more of the light green. Keeping things a bit liney, a bit uneven. We'll smooth this out, but I want the sense of this liney, mottled look that's here on the leaf. I'm just going over all the areas here with some darker, adding some darker paint, mixing it a little bit, letting it stay unmixed in some areas. Smooth, but also liney and mottled. And I'm just going to keep adding more color while the paint is still wet, moving it around a bit and smoothing it a bit. Just giving the basic colors and shape. Here I'm going a bit darker and smoothing that out again. I want some areas to be dark, some areas to be light, but keeping that center circle area clear of paint. It's a damp, clean brush to lift out the color. Now I'm going with a larger brush and I am adding more paint. Deepening the color. You can see it blend and move as this paint is getting a little drier. It's a little harder to move around. Not as easy to blend. And then once this first layer is done, I'll let it dry, and then we'll pick up in the next lesson.